Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. We'll just wait a couple of minutes to let others join in as well. And after that, I'll just start with the webinar. So, okay, I guess I'll just start with the session right away. Just give me a moment. So thank you, guys. Thank you for joining in for yet another webinar of DeDupe. Okay, so I'm your host, Subodh Lad, and I'll be taking you through this webinar of DeDupe. So what dedupe does is, like, I think most of you guys might be suffering from deduplication problems within your CRM, and this can lead to a lot of challenges within operating your CRM, and there might be additional operational challenges that you might face in the future or might be currently facing as well. So dedupes helps you to prevent and overcome these problems. So it helps you to detect, prevent, and merge all of your duplicate records in your system. So we'll just go ahead with the presentation. So we just have some ground rules for this presentation. So during this, all the lines would be muted. And if you have any questions, you can simply use the chat window. And additionally, we will have a separate Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So if you have any technical queries or any questions regarding the features or functionality of Dedupe, so you can just ask away at either the Q&A, or you can just use the chat window as well. And I'll be taking those at the end of the session. Okay, now before I start with the webinar, I would like to just give a small brief about what we do at iNogic. So at iNogic, we are a Microsoft Gold ISV partners, and we are in this domain since the last 10 plus years. And we currently have 17 plus products under our portfolio. And as you can see on the screen itself, so these are all the products that we have, with Mapletics being at the forefront of our, that is our flagship product that we had initially started with. But over the time, we have we had expanded our portfolio of products. So apart from geospatial, we have went into storage management. We have visualization apps. We have omni-channel apps like WhatsApp for Dynamics, which is one of our hot selling products currently. We also have integration apps like Marketing for Dynamics. So if you are using MailChimp currently to fulfill your marketing needs, so that can simply be integrated with Marketing for Dynamics within your CRM. And also we have a data quality apps such as Dedupe that we'll be going through today. Additionally, we also have our in-house services team. So if you have any requirement for any custom development within your CRM, then we can act as your offshore delivery partner. So if you resonate with any of these products or require any help with within customization, you can within your CRM. So you can simply reach out to us at crm@inogic.com, and our respective salesperson will get in touch with you. Okay, now we'll just go through the agenda of today's webinar. So we'll just first go through what is the need of productivity in CRM, what are the key features of Dedupe. After that, we'll have a live demo and poll, and at the end, we'll have a separate Q&A session. So going through what is the need for productivity in CRM. So on an average, as we see, there is around 20 to 30, like in some legacy organizations, the number might be higher. So there is a lot of average duplicate database in most of the large organizations. Now, what this ultimately does is it leads to like a subsequent cost, and it ultimately costs the company. On an average, around 13 million is the average cost incurred by companies due to duplicate data in the system. And what we have seen is once this duplicate data is cleared up, there is a great surge in the number of revenue, as the sales guys, the marketing guys are able to better target their audience, better target their leads and opportunities, and close them at an instant. So that is how the database cleanup can help your organization. So that is only one of the examples that we see. And what it does is it ultimately leads to increased productivity within your organization. It helps to automate your complex tasks. It reduces manual workload and ultimately increases the efficiency of your organization. and we'll just go through some of the challenges that one faces due to the duplicate records in the system. So these are only some of the challenges. There are a lot of challenges one might be facing there due to the duplicate records, but we'll just quickly go through some of these. So with inaccurate data, like duplicate records can lead to data integrity problems. Now, when the same customer information is entered in multiple records over a period of time, it becomes very difficult to determine which record is the most accurate and up to date. Now, this inconsistency can lead to errors in customer profiles, orders, and other critical business data. And now this also leads to poor decision making. Now, accurate data is very crucial for informed decision making. Accurate reporting and analytics depend on consistent data. When duplicate record exists, aggregating and analyzing data becomes very problematic. Now, reports may show inflated numbers, incorrect trends, and misleading insights, making it very difficult for decision makers to rely on the data for strategic planning. Now, another challenge that one faces is increased storage costs. Now, when multiple copies of the same data are stored, the overall volume of the data in the CRM system grows unnecessary. Now, each duplicate records takes up additional space, which quickly can add up, especially in large databases, which comes with large organizations. Now, this increased volume requires more storage capacity, leading to higher storage requirements. With increased storage requirements come higher storage costs. Many CRM systems, especially those hosted in the cloud, charge based on the amount of data stored. Now, as the volume of stored data increases due to duplicates, so do the costs associated with storing that data. Now, this can significantly impact the budget allocated for CRM and the IT infrastructure of a company. Now, the one of the other challenges that one has is loss of historical accuracy. Now, when multiple records exist for the same entity, it becomes very unclear which record holds the most correct and up-to-date information. For example, if a customer's address is updated in one record but not in its duplicate, employees might end up using outdated information. Now, this ambiguity can lead to mistakes in communication and service delivery. Now, reconciling duplicate records to determine the accurate version can be a time-consuming and complex process. Now, it requires cross-referencing multiple data points and often involves manual verification, which increases the risk of human error. This process can strain resources and delay very critical business operations. So these are some of the challenges that I've highlighted. But as you know, like there might be a number of challenges that you might be facing. So these are some of the few that I've just mentioned here. Now we'll just quickly hover over to some of the key features that we have in the DeDupe that I will be taking you through in the live demo section. So some of these are duplicate identification. We also have phonetic fuzzy matching. We have duplicate prevention. We can clean up your history, like clean up history duplicate records. We can also merge duplicates, and also we have a scheduling aspect in DeDupe that I'll just take you through as well. Now, without further ado, we'll just start with the live demonstration of DeDupe. Okay, now this is my CRM environment that I'm working on. Now, suppose I'm just one of your salesperson. I'm working into my leads entity. Okay, there is actually where my most of my work is done. So what I'll do is I'll just click on one of these records. As you can see, Simon Daly is mentioned twice. So I'll just use that record. And in the form notification itself, I do get this duplicate record exists for this. Now to find those duplicates, what I will do is in the ribbon bar itself, we have this show duplicates button. If I just click on those, all the duplicate records similar to Simon Daly will be shown here. As you can see, these are all the three records that have been identified. But in the first record, you might be seeing there's a spelling variance, but it has also been captured as a duplicate record. That is because we have enabled phonetic fuzzy matching. So what it does is it helps you to like if there is any spelling variance of the same name, that is also captured as a duplicate record. So that is why this has been captured. Now, if everything looks okay to you, you can just go ahead and start merging this record. And while merging, this is the merge screen that you get. On the left hand side, you do get the preview of how your final record will look like. Okay. Now in this also we have added field merge criteria. Now for an example, what we have is Simon Reilly has inquired for multiple of our products. Now each sales guy for every product is different. So everyone has Simon Reilly in their pipeline for their own product. Now this can create a lot of duplication because these are four different products. Now what we'll do is we'll just set it off as one single one single lead. So for that we have also the append option in this. So we have like taken DDU, WhatsApp Dynamics, Mapletics, and SharePoint Security Sync. And also, if like someone has lost interest in one of the products, you can just simply remove this as well, and this will be updated in the final record. Okay. Also, we have the join in the field merge. So, what is the contact method they have chosen? So in the one, they have chosen for to be contacted by phone or text message. In the second, they want to be contacted only by email. In the third, it is text message. So you can just join and combine those into the final record. Now, similarly, you can also add up as the costing of each and every product is different. The budget amount also you can just change if I just remove this as well. This also is highlighted in this, and this also changes in real time. So we have all this option in our field merge criteria. Now, if everything looks good to you, we'll just change it as product manager here. And if everything looks good, you can just go ahead and click on finish. And this just gives a notification that once this is done, this cannot be undone or reversed. So if all looks good, you can just go ahead and click on continue. And this will start merging the records in the background. Okay, now this is for a single record. Now, suppose you have a legacy of like duplicate records in your system. You have hundreds or thousands of duplicate records in your system. So that will be difficult to manage. You have to go one by one for each and every lead or contacts. So for that, what we have is we have our dedupe tool as well. So this is the Windows tool that we have. I'll just take all leads. The total number of records here are 83. We'll just verify this. Yeah, there's 83 records. So what this is like, this is our Windows tool which runs outside your CRM. You just have to simply connect using your CRM credentials here. And once those credentials are entered and you are synced up with your CRM, and as this works outside your CRM performance won't be hampered in any which way. Okay, now as I want to just search for like I'm searching for 83 records. I'll just go ahead and find the duplicates against this. As soon as I click on this, what it does is it just goes around and it will start searching against this 83 records. I think we'll just give a second, or if not, I'll just restart this. Because usually it should not take more than that time. 1 second. I'll just stop sharing and I'll try to enter my credentials once again. Okay, so just a second. Yes, I'll just start sharing once again. Okay, so So these were all the duplicates that have been identified out of this 83 records. So there are in total 49 duplicates and 24 duplicate groups. Now what you can do is you can just go ahead, if you want to just go ahead and merge any of these, you can simply click on this and start merging. Or if you want to select all the records and merge, you can just use this option of select all and start merging. Additionally, if you want to search for a specific duplicate record, you also have the search option in this. So Christie is a duplicate that we found. And also we have the masters as, and you can just simply set any record as a master record from the tool itself. Now you might be wondering what is the master setting rule due to which some of the records have been identified and made as a master record. So I'll come to that in the entity configuration. They'll show you what master deciding rules that we use. So for now, what I'll do is I'll just start merging this. Now let me check in the background if that Simon really has been merged already. Yeah, okay. I think this record has been merged with Simon Bailey. Let me check. Yeah, this should be the record. Yes, this record has been completely merged. So that's why the budget amount is 3,500. Now I can just go ahead and merge all of these. Again, this just gives me a notification that once this is done, this cannot be undone. Okay, now while this is merging in the background, what I'll do is I'll just quickly take you to the entity configuration. Okay, so in this is the master deciding rule I was talking about. So currently what we have is we have set it as latest modified. You can also set it as oldest modified, latest created, oldest created, any record with the most field values or most activities done on it. So that can be automatically set as your master record. Additionally, we also have criteria based. So criteria based is nothing but you can just simply use your fetch XML to apply the filter that you want to make the master deciding rule. So that is how this fetch like master criteria based works. So for now, we'll just keep it as latest modified. And in this as well, I'll just give you an example of how we can just create a duplicate matching rule. So currently, as you can see, I've just opened one of these and it is set for first and last name and the criteria is fuzzy. And if you want to just create a new duplicate rule, you can just select the attribute matching yield field entity and matching criteria exact first and last and contains or fuzzy. So that is how you can just quickly create a duplicate matching condition. Now, this was all about the duplicate detection part. So what about duplicate prevention? So that is also covered within DDupe. So now I'll just take an example of, I'll just try to create a new record with a name Simon Railing. And as soon as I type in that full name, it just gives me a notification that there is already a duplicate record which exists for this. Now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and ignore this and try to save. Now I do get the option of ignore and save, and that is why you might be wondering, like if everyone has this option, then there will be no prevention of new duplicates. Everyone will just go ahead and ignore and save and create new duplicates in your system. But this option is you can just limit it to some people. So I'll just go back here. Authorize user roles to ignore duplicates. It is for system admin currently, and I am the system admin. So I'll try to save this once again. And now you can see I do not have the ignore and save button. So that has been disappeared. Now, if you have any certain business use case that has that because of which like you have to create new duplicates record for some reason or the other, so that is the use case in which this will be useful for you. You can just assign it to your admins or super admins and they will be able to just add this rules to some of the people will be able to create new duplicate records in the system. Okay, and one thing we also have is we also have address merge criteria. I'll just quickly go through that as well. We'll just go into the contacts entity and we just search for John Doe. Okay, again, there are 4 John Does. So this is just showing me all the duplicates against this. Okay, now if you just look very closely, there are 3 records which are similar, and fourth one, the domain name is completely different from the other duplicate records. Now I have identified this that this is a completely different person working in a completely different organization. So now what I would like to do is I would like to exclude this as a duplicate. So for that, what I can do, I can just simply click on this and just exclude that certain record. Now these won't be shown as a duplicate record anytime in the future. If I just click on this, it will just exclude this anytime in the future as a duplicate record. Okay, now that has been excluded, and we can just go ahead and work on the duplicates that we have found out, which are to be correct. Okay, so this is the field address merge criteria I was talking about. So for currently uh, it has automatically taken the address with the like which is the most complete address, which is the fourth one. Now you can just simply pick and choose from these. And the left hand side, you do get a preview once again. If I know the street is 789 Maple Street, I'll just click on these. Yeah, now if everything looks good, you can just go ahead and merge this record as well. Again, this gives me a notification that this cannot be undone. I will just click on continue. Okay. Now, once this address has been merged, what we also have here is we have a neat feature that you can just come back to the contact section and go into the related entities as well. And if you just go into the addresses, as we had multiple addresses for this, so all of these addresses are still retained even after merging the record. So even after you go ahead and merge these records, if you just come back into the related entity, and if you want to just check for the previous addresses or the earlier addresses that we have saved those as well. So that is one neat feature that you can just come back to and look at. And now I'll just take you through our entity configuration as well. So in this, we also have the scheduling part that I told you about. So this is the new scheduling. You can just create a new duplicate detection job. Now what it does is, now suppose you do not want to manually have to create like manually go and search for duplicate records in your system. You can just automate this. You can just select the entity configuration, the matching entity, primary entity, notify your users. Now suppose I want to have a duplicate detection job run on every Friday at 9 p.m. Every second Friday at 9 p.m. So for that, we'll just select at 9 p.m. run on Friday and recurring every 2 weeks. So on an every 2 weeks interval, it will automatically run on every Friday, and it will just notify my admin that these are the duplicates that have been created in the past 2 weeks. Now it won't do any action. It will just notify the admin, or if you want to notify other users as well, it can do that. And what they can do is like it is up to the admin like what they would like to do with the duplicates. Either they can just go ahead and like merge those, or if there is a business use case like they want to have those duplicates present for some reason or the other, they can simply keep it in the system. So that is how our scheduling job works. And this was for the demo of DDupe. I'll just quickly go back to my presentation. And I think in a second, you should have uh, given like a poll on your screen. I think you should have a poll right now on your screen. If you could just put down your vote. Okay. I will just quickly go to the FAQs, some of the frequently asked questions that we get. So can we clean up historical duplicate records? Yes, we can. You can either use CRM directly or you can use our dedupe tool. The second frequently asked question we get is, does it work for all Dynamics 365 entities? Yes, you can. It works with all your out of the box as well as all your custom entities. And does it work with Microsoft Dataverse? Yes, dedupe is supported on Microsoft Dataverse. And another question we get frequently is, can we merge duplicate records in bulk? Yes, as I showcased in the demo, you can simply use our dedupe Windows tool and you can just merge all of your duplicate records in bulk. And these are the supported versions. So we support Microsoft 365 Dynamics 9.0 and onwards. We have also support for Dataverse, and our deployments are online and also on-premise. Now for the Q&A, I'll just quickly go back and check all of your questions. I'll just take it from the start. Can you update the Hi Sarah? Hi Sarah. Can you update the column shown in the view based on email or name or customized? Okay, I'll just take Sarah's answer first. Yes, can you update the column shown in this view? Yes, we can manage those views using view column selector option in the configuration. You just need to create a system view and select that view in the configuration. Okay, Majid had a question based on email or name or customize. Okay, so for that, the answer would be the same as above, as the previous question. Now in this, if you have contacts coming in from your D365 API from our website, can leverage the tool, as often web contacts are a large source of duplicate creation. Okay, for this, what we have is we do provide server-side duplicate detection and configuration, where users can configure it to prevent records getting created from server-side creation. So I think James, yes, I hope that answers your query. Yeah, I'll just take Casey's question. Is there a limit to the number of duplicate matching rules that you have? No, there is no limit to like any duplicate matching rules that you can have. Can you run it in bulk all across contacts, then provide a mass list to be considered for a cleanup? Part two, can you have it automate the cleanup without user intervention? For the second part, yes, you can just use it without the scheduling part. The only thing is that you might have to go ahead and like merge, as it will able to only notify your users. Now, if you determine that two specific records should not be merged, does the application flag it so it won't be presented next time? And I'll just take Kevin's question first. What if you are merging a duplicate contact that is tied to a different account record or different opportunity records? Will they move over once the merge process run? So would all the records be connect? Okay, I'll just take Kevin's question first. Yes, all your relations will get merged into a master record. I hope that answers your question, Kevin. Just come back, come down. Is it possible to merge customer accounts? Yes, you can just use the DeDupe tool to merge all N1 and one-to-N and end-to-end relationships. How is the tool price? So the tool is priced on the number of CRM users you have in your system. Like we have a tiered based pricing structure for that as well. Now suppose like we have a 1 to 50, 50 to 100, that kind of bracket. So for that, what I'll do is I'll just simply reach out to you and just share the pricing. We can cascade the dedupe so that child entities will also be merged. So let just a moment. I'll just answer this. Yes, coming back to your question, can you cascade the dedupe so that child entities will also be merged? Yes, we can merge the related entities, so that won't be a problem. Okay, any other questions you guys might have, or if I might have missed someone's questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to answer those. Okay, any other questions that anyone might have? Or else, if you're not getting any questions right now, what you can do is you can just simply reach out to me at subodh@iNogic.com, and I'll be happy to answer those. So I'll just type down my email address. You can just simply reach out to me, or you can just simply type in crm@inogic.com. Yes, sure. Our marketing team will reach out to you with a copy of this webinar. And additionally, if you want a customized demo as well, then I would be happy to present a tailored solution. Okay, so I'll just move forward with our closing section. So for the next step, what I would do is I would encourage you guys to go ahead and start with our trial of DeDupe. So we do offer a 15 days trial. So you can just download it from our app source. And if you have any questions, like once you start with the trial, you will definitely get some questions regarding the features or functionality of DeDupe. So you can just simply reach out to us at crm@iNogic.com, or you can just simply reach out to me. I have just typed down my email address in the chat window. And I would like to thank you guys for attending this session. And if you want, you can just go ahead and follow us on our social media websites. The links are down below. And I hope to see you in the next one as well. Have a great day ahead. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining in.